Vicar knew that he was in trouble. When he saw the towering figure of the lookout monster that swallowed the hellfires of the oil world, the Hellhound. The beast was known to be one of the most dangerous monsters in the land. And Vicar had barely survived his encounter with one when he was just 18 years old, in his past life. Now, as an 8-year-old, Vicar knew it would be impossible for him to defeat the Hellhound alone. But, he remembered something. A way to take on the beast, even a child could manage. As the Hellhound lunged towards him, Vicar quickly dodged to the side, remembering the first weakness of Hellhounds. They could only move in straight lines. They found it difficult to suddenly change directions. Vicar quickly dropped some water on the ground. And as the Hellhound charged towards him, he shouted out the second weakness of lookout monsters. They were unable to cross water. Because of the water Vicar dropped, the Hellhound had to take a longer route to reach him, giving Vicar more time to dodge. Vicar knew that even a shallow depth of water could slow them down significantly. It exposed the weakness common to all canine monsters, opening their mouths while running. Then, Vicar found himself in another life-threatening situation. The bloodthirsty Hellhound attacked him again. But Vicar was prepared. He threw a bloody bean into the monster's mouth. After landing, the Hellhound suddenly started to whimper in pain. It was unable to move. Vicar explained that chocolate was poison to canines. And with the bloody bean's power to create 100 liters of chocolate from just one bean, it was obvious what it would do to a canine monster like the Hellhound. Vicar drew his sword. He aimed for the Hellhound's weak spot, where the ribs weren't present. The kidney. With a swift and decisive strike, Vicar pierced the Hellhound's kidney, killing it easily. As he absorbed the energy called XP, or karma, from the defeated monster, Vicar felt his body getting stronger. He swung his sword, and felt it becoming lighter. He was catching up to where he was before his regression. Before he even reached the age of 15. Vicar couldn't help but wonder what kind of expression Hugo would make when he brought back a monster with a risk rating of B+, as an 8-year-old child. He stood there, ready to take the head of the Hellhound he had just defeated, feeling confident in his abilities. He knew he had already secured first place in the practical test. And he was eager to claim his reward. Something he never would have dreamed of in his past life. But his moment of triumph was short-lived. A group of Hellhounds approached him, likely seeking revenge for their fallen comrade. Vicar remained calm and collected. He already knew the weaknesses of these creatures, and how to defeat them. As the Hellhounds drew nearer, Vicar took out his sword and prepared to take them on. He had plenty of bloody beans left, and was ready to use them to his advantage. With a smirk on his face, he cut the dead Hellhound's head off and taunted the others. Knowing they were no match for his skills and knowledge. He had already defeated one of their kind, and was prepared to take them all down. But then, the Hellhounds suddenly started whimpering. That immediately caught Vicar's attention. He couldn't believe it. These fierce beasts were scared of a mere 8-year-old's bloodthirst. Hellhounds would never submit to their prey, even if they were about to die. Vicar thought to himself, trying to figure out what could have caused the Hellhounds to feel so uneasy. As Vicar turned around, he saw a monstrous creature with 3 heads standing before him. It was a Cerberus, the legendary 3-headed dog from Greek mythology. The creature was massive, measuring at least 7 meters in size. And Vicar knew that a Cerberus had a risk rating of A+. Vicar was bewildered. What was a Cerberus, which typically inhabited the 7th ridge of Lenore Mountain, doing here? The Cerberus, known as the ultimate lookout monster, residing in a place where all the dead spirits were headed. Vicar noticed that the Cerberus was bleeding. It had multiple arrows stuck in its body. He realized someone might have been hunting it. And it had come all the way to this place, being chased. This was his chance to kill an injured A+ rank monster. Vicar decided to attack. Despite the Cerberus being a powerful and dangerous creature, Vicar had been hiding his true abilities as a sword expert. He had already reached a high level of expertise. His body had been strengthened by the river Styx, and all the weapons he possessed were working well against the injured Cerberus. With his refined swordsmanship, which he had developed through wars with the demon clans, he successfully landed some hits on the Cerberus. Vicar thought he could do it. An injured Cerberus was doable. His attack seemed to be working. And he thought he had a chance of defeating the injured A+ rank monster. However, in a moment of carelessness, Vicar let his guard down. The Cerberus struck back. The first attack broke Vicar's sword, and the second sent him flying through the air. The force of the Cerberus attack sent Vicar hurtling toward a tree trunk with a sickening thud. He smashed into the tree, and blood poured from his mouth. The impact had clearly caused a serious injury. Vicar lay still, his body broken.